the 232s, I mean, they've been in place. They never went away under Biden. They're still there.
They never got yanked.
I mean, everybody's just guessing because there's so many moving things at the same time. It's not just tariffs. I mean, it's reciprocal tariffs. It's the VAT tax. It's the strength of the U.S. economy versus, say, the Chinese economy, which is in the dumps. You've got a lot of these other economies that are struggling. So it's not just what is the tariffs going to do, because I think that they do play a somewhat of a role, but what plays a bigger role is the strength of the dollar, the strength of these other economies, the motivation, the optimism or pessimism of the manufacturers here in this country. Are they going to be willing to take a risk on
the order
inventory?
Because I think that
goes back to the order books.
I think that's the main player. I think here,
Yeah.
How are the order books going to look this spring, summer? What's that going to look like? Are people going to really start spending some money? Are people going to start making more shit?
It costs money to put inventory on the ground, right? Whether it's scrap inventory, new steel inventory, aluminum, whatever it is, right? As a manufacturer, if you gotta be somewhat, or even as a distributor, you have to be somewhat optimistic about what the future holds in order to be willing to carry some inventory at today's rates, right? I mean, for us, we felt the price of new steel was going to go up, so we bought a lot of new corrugated steel pipe, right? Well, we feel optimistic about where that market is and where this trajectory of the price of steel was going, right?
You want to be able to fill orders for our customers.
I want to be able to take care of our customers. So there is like a line in there where if you draw your inventory down too far, you've got to get it to be right so that you can service your customers. But then also, it's where that extra oomph comes in. Is that going to drive, is there enough steel mill demand that's going to come along and push that number up? And really, for steel mills, especially on like the hot rolled stuff, that's really driven by the automotive. I mean, is the automotive market going to be strong this year? Probably depends on interest rates. They're getting rid of the $7,500, hopefully it sounds like they're trying to get rid of that $7,500 tax credit for EVs. So that's going to create some more ICE engine, car demand, I think, because there's not going to be that $7,500, gift to going electric.
Which increases aluminum.
Which increases
production,
a lot of things,
Increases
there's so many more moving parts. Tariffs is the obvious one to talk about because it's the one that's
what everyone's hitting me up on.
But it's not, to me, I don't think it's the main driver. I think there's a lot of other drivers in this economy that play as much or a bigger role than just tariff.
What about that aluminum plant shutting down?
Which one?
Oh, I put in my notes, magnitude 7. Is that what it was called?
I don't know enough about that to speak
it's
intelligently.
It's just another big news item.
Yeah.
30% of our aluminum production. So, but I think this all boils down to like what the feel of the market is. Everyone that I talk to seems very optimistic, here. Now, globally, I'm not smart enough to figure that out, and I've wasted hours reading articles trying to figure that out. And it's almost better to like just kind of go with the flow and figure out where it's going to land.
Well, we can't control what's going on over there. We got to control our business and how we feel about the market and make place our bets. Right now, it's good to be aware. It's good to understand what's going on. But at the end of the day, like that is a lot of just fucking white noise. Like it's noise in the background that you don't really have any control over. So you got to run your business, accordingly, and be smart about what you're doing, but also be optimistic because, there's enough pessimists out there that if you just are optimistic and you make good decisions and you're not afraid to take a little risk, I'm telling you, like you're gonna fucking be the one that wins at the end of the day. Like
you just need to take the risk, and you got to also be nimble. You got to be quick. If the market, if you guessed wrong. You bought that last week. You bought all that copper super aggressive because you're going to see it hit 5, and you went that route. But you live, as long as you have enough money to live that next week and buy on a down market, I think you can survive.
Or just take your fucking L and move on and wait for the next opportunity, right? Like there's enough L's to be taken. Like if if you're in business long enough, you're used. You know what it feels like. It's just the people that let that L eat them up.
Or let the fear, just the fear of losing, where they just won't even like give a number,
Yeah.
or they won't even put themselves out there. I think that's in my opinion, those are the businesses that fell ultimately. Because I've seen a lot of our customers, not a lot, but I've seen some fell, and I can kind of see it coming sometimes. 'Cause I'm like, oh man, those guys operate out of fear.
Yeah.
The people that operate out of fear, unfortunately, don't usually make it. Or the people that aren't smart with their money don't usually make
That's
it.
a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole different
Yeah.
podcast. I won't go
That's
down
not
that route.
smart. Metal Mondays. We do those on Tuesdays. Well, I hope everybody has a great week. It's crazy. We're halfway through February, or we're probably more than that because it's a short month. So we're 11 days out from March, and then it's really go time. It's March. It's spring. The weather should be good here, and let's fucking get after it.
Let's go. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great one.